What's up, Ninja Nation? It's your boy Jesse James. Alright, so you're like, damn, Jess, this is a long teaser trailer. It's the first two chapters, but I'm giving it to you basically as an add-on to the second book because I don't know if I'm gonna publish it because it might be some lost archive file when I'm like 60, because I'm having story arc issues that are, it's just around and around and around, and I got four or five chapters in, and then the story arc got confusing, and then twisted the gears all up for this book. But the first two are beautiful, amazing, and that's why I added it to it. So without further ado, I know your time is precious. Thank you for spending it with me. Let's get into it. 12 Gates of Heaven, Chapter 1. All 7 deadly sins turned around. He's here! A battle horn was blown to awaken the one who sleeps. A fearsome mount, the greatest dragon hell owned, Emily, the great dragon mount of death. A small palm blast sent glutton over the bridge wall. Jesus half-stepped and started a 1,000-strike thunder punch on Greed. Greed tried a slow swing, but it was dodged, and he was shoved over the bridge wall. Jesus back-rolled over Pride, who tried to grab him from behind. Jesus grabbed Pride's shoulder and flipped him into a eternal falling portal. Jesus tripped Envy and led a powerful lightning punch to Envy's body as he hit the ground. Rage roared and moved Lust behind him. Boxing jab, elbow, roundhouse kick. Dodge, block, dodge, parry. Rage screamed in an anger of missing. Be still and die already! He managed to grab Jesus. He raised Jesus over his head. He started to carry him to the edge of the bridge. Come on, big boy. All that strength in your fight style is so sloppy. Jesus hand blasted him in the face, then smacked him several times with a thorned vine. Stunned by the sudden pain and blindness, Rage dropped Jesus. Jesus took advantage of Rage's moment of weakness. As Jesus fell to the ground, he double-kicked the demon. Jesus caused a portal to the 9th plane of hell to appear. Jesus landed and spun into a tornado kick. Rage lost his balance and fell in. Rage recovered quickly, and he hopped up, then sprinted towards the portal's entrance. Jesus waved at him. May al-Salama. He slammed the portal shut, and Rage roared as he got to the now stone wall. He began relentlessly punching the wall. Damn you, God-man! While Jesus was distracted, Lust tried to grab him. He ducked under her arm. A strong double booby punch was delivered. She was chucked into a eternal falling portal. Sloth stepped back disheartened for a moment. The evil one shot to the sky and spread her hateful wings. Jesus looked up. Ah, Emily, I was wondering if you'd joined the party. Jesus picked up a brick and slung the brick at Sloth. Just before it smacked in the Sloth's face, it caught on fire. Dude man backflipped so hard his own weight knocked him out. Roareen mock meow. The largest, most fearsome dragon ever seen appeared. A black dragon so massive and armored that made Voldrick the Destroyer look like a house cat. It flew high into the red hellish sky, then exploded out of the black clouds like a Scud missile. Roareen mock meow. It dive-bombed the stone bridge, spewing fireballs of death. As it descended, fire rained from above. Emily was a multi-elemental dragon. She was very old and very powerful, with fire, toxic fumes, acid, and ice. Jesus made it snow to put out the hellfire. By this time, the God-man made it through half of hell's forces gathered to the bridge. He was knee-deep in demon blood. Each wave defeated, mucked the road with sticky tar-like sin. On earth, when a demon died, it was banished to the underworld, probably disciplined for failing. But here, each demon killed was converted back into sin, and the black void that grabbed onto any body part it could catch, which made walking very difficult. A few times Jesus had to burn the muck off himself. Other times the sheer volume of demon bodies he dropped almost made him trip. Almost. Jesus took big steps as if he was in a big deep winter snow storm. Emily got tired of missing and countered with a snowstorm. She landed on the bridge, not caring how many demons she had decimated or knocked over the bridge to the lake of souls below. Ignoring the demons complaining about messing up their onslaught, knowing how hard it was coming back from the river of souls, if one could come back. The workless souls that served no purpose to hell swam around as vengeful spirits, seeking to whom they may grasp to yank below. Whether it be demon or fellow soul, it did not matter. The dragon lowered its head and growled. Emily, how's the kids? Jesus clapped his hands and a portal opened behind him. He whistled, and a pack of lost raptors came rushing out of the portal. Monroe, click, 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 click. Monroe. They sniffed the air. The pack zeroed in on the dragon, and they snarled. Squeak-a-doo. Squeak-a-roo, excuse me. The dragon growled back. No, you take the horde. The pack looked at Jesus and nodded. They sprinted forward. The alpha opened its mouth, making an attack call to the rest of the pack. They acknowledged and nodded, then sprinted forward. The Alpha jumped in the air and landed on a chunky demon. It thrashed around, trying to shove the raptor off. The velociraptor ripped the throat out and moved to the next one. The pack followed. Suddenly, the bridge trembled. The Dead Sea began to vibrate, and a massive Spinosaurus ducked and came through the portal. It stepped into a wide step and raised its head. Roarg! Rexy! You hunt Cerebros, leave death to me. It teleported to the end of the bridge as it exited the portal. It bit the middle head of Cerebros off, then spat it into the Dead Sea, and went for a side bite, but Cerebros jumped out of the way. An Ankylosaurus and a Stegosaurus came through and stood by Jesus. The portal closed. Blue, 42! The dino stretched and prepped to charge with Jesus. Jesus prepped himself as well. Down, down. Set, hike. They rushed forward, decimating any daring to get in their way. Spiked tails flying and clubs swinging. Jesus ran up the Stegosaurus like a ramp. Let's dance, Emily. Before the dragon could react, Jesus came down with a mighty Godsmack. Missed on purpose, then blew green glint powder into Emily's nose. Sleep. The magic powder quickly got inhaled and glowed purple. Emily sneezed. She shook her head, wobbled, and crashed on the ground. The Spinio ran forward and plowed through the rest of the demon force. Roar! As the Spinio picked up speed, the Ankylo and the Stega cleared a path for him. The raptors bolted under his legs to dodge him. The Spinio now full frontal freight train charge. It waved its head, eating and throwing anything in its path off the bridge's sides. Suddenly, death appeared. Jesus! Jesus turned around. The God-man smiled. There's dark, gloomy, and bony all over. Yuzi's not leaving. Gizzy up. Yuzi's not going to prove nothing. He shoved a bony finger in Jesus' direction, then shoved it down. The dinosaurs cleared the way entirely and now were ganging up on Cerebros. Time to die again. Death smiled. He spun into a death circle, summoning a signature 6-foot dragon bone scythe. That sparked as it struck the ground. Tells me, Jesus, where does a god go when he dies? What is his eternal resting place? With these dark words, Death put the blade's pole on his neck, and he spun the pole and viciously jabbed and stabbed, slashed and scooped, swung the pole with master precision, then magically and suddenly vanished. Jesus slid to a stop. Bones, why are you running away? Bones! You still with us, Bones? He looked around. Quietly, he rose behind Jesus. Death cocked his scythe back and boomeranged the scythe. Jesus dove to the ground. Death vanished, and Jesus managed to throw the stega and the ankylo in a portal before the scythe reached the end of the bridge. The raptors and the spinio were not so lucky. Just as the portal closed, the raptors and the spinio were chopped in two. Cerebros pinned to the hell gate, with the blade pinned to its now two heads. Arr! Cerebros whined and then went unconscious. Jesus braced himself. He closed his eyes, and purple energy started to gather around Christ's whole body. A whiff of death brushed across his nose. Jesus smelled death stepping out of the portal behind him. Clang! Jesus Christ summoned Excalibur and placed the sword behind him. Jesus shoved him away, then provided a swift back kick to Death. Death lunged into a kill frenzy. It squealed. Yeah! Dies already! Ting, 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 ting. Defending against scythe attacks would have killed a lesser man, but Jesus was parrying and delivering just as masterfully as Death was swinging and striking. Jesus found an opening. He parried the scythe away from his body. Jesus Christ slashed Excalibur across Death's chest. Death winced. Rawr! Ting, 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 ting. Death stopped his onslaught to switch swordsman stances. Nope, oh Bones. I know that stance. No demon trickery for you. The God-man switched to Enochian Hebrew. Khan du ish, Gavin el Holiotos, Spiritos, Kadoshish. Excalibur suddenly exploded into fire. The purple bluish fire rushed down to the blade. Excalibur was swung and shattered Death's blade, Death's scythe, in mid-swing. The pieces fell to the ground, then combusted into smoke. Death growled and threw down the broken blade. Yuzi thinks I need a weapon to hurt you? I am Death. Death managed to throw a few grand punches. Death wrapped his cold fingers around Excalibur. It squealed in pain as the pure holy energy rushed through him. Death managed to bleed significantly before he disarmed Excalibur from Jesus' hands. It vanished before it touched hell's ground. Black goop began to drip profusely from Death's palm. You bleed? I thought Death can't die. Death was compelled to tell the truth from the holy aura. Death is just a job title, filled by one of the fallen angels you kicked out. Death stumbled and went to his knees to try and catch his breath. When one of us dies, another takes its place. Jesus smiled. Huh. Interesting. Did not know that. Wait, really? I knew something you did not? Jesus Christ of Nazareth laughed. No, I was being nice. Jesus stepped forward and palm blasted the death. Death looked down and saw a large gaping hole where his chest used to be. Damn, when did you? He staggered forward. I didn't see. Death looked at Jesus' beautiful brown eyes. Damn, you're good. He groaned, then fell flat and died. Jesus bent down and retrieved the keys to Hell's Gate. Excalibur was summoned once again. He slung it over his shoulder. It was then that all hell shuddered, 'cause death was defeated. Hell conquered. O death, where is your sting? Cerebros managed to get down. He was going to attack when there was an opportunity, but the earth promise has been fulfilled, so it was pointless. Cerebros bowed. The angels did sing. Hail to the King. Kneel before the throne. Hail, hail, hail. King of kings, God of gods, sang the angels. When Jesus Christ met his earthly body on day 3, it was then the birds did chirp, and the sun did glow brightly. Not a cloud in sight. Jesus Christ threw the Excalibur blade in the air. Then it disappeared. Fate having it, landing into a rock, somewhere in one of the European medieval time kingdoms. Legend has it that the sword was still flowing with holy flame, that when it struck the rock, it melted more than halfway into the stone before it cooled. Welcome to the third novel